Hello, my name is Gemma Segal and I am the link person for the transition from early years to Key Stage 1 process. I'm going to share this timeline with you to explain the process for this term and into the autumn term of 2022. I've been liaising with the early years team and they have sent me their lists of children from each school who has had involvement from their service. This includes information about each child's main area of need. All this was handed to me by April 2022, just before Easter. So moving into May, the early years advisory teacher for your school will be organising handover meetings with yourselves and a teacher working in your school from the SEaTSS team and from the early years team. Then SEaTSS teachers will be recording any relevant information that needs to be saved, and then this will enable other SEaTSS teachers who may be coming to work with your child to be able to see that information before they come. That will include reports, it might be some strategies and advice and so on, but all this will be saved so that all teachers can access it and they're informed before their visits. So moving into the summer term, children who have had involvement for the early years will then be allocated to staff based on need. And advisory teachers will be expected to attend any annual reviews that you may be holding, so it helps them to become aware of that child's needs and also just to make themselves aware of the children. So it will be more of a pop into class really in that final half term. There won't really be any formal visits until the autumn term unless it's really needed, which will then have to come out of the non-statutory time that has been allocated to your school. But generally it's just a chance for us to familiarise ourselves with the children in your school. When the autumn term starts after the summer holidays, the early years information will all be sent over to the children's individual SEaTSS pupil folders, and support logs will be set up for each child that is in your school. These children that are in year 1 will be prioritised on all teachers' caseloads as they transition into year 1, and we'll be reviewing the early years targets that have been set and just looking to see how the children are transitioning. The idea is that the children will be having visits in the beginning, the middle and the end of that half term, and it will be up to the SEaTSS teachers to contact parents to see how they feel their children have settled into year 1. Then at the end of this half term, the advisory teachers will review which children they feel need ongoing support from our service, and the level of support will be agreed with the SENCO. And SENCOs will then need to set up a meeting with the parents of the children who will continue to need support from us, and a signed consent form needs to be handed to us or sent to us, because we cannot work with the children past that half term, the first half term of autumn, and we need to have parental consent to continue the support with their child. Moving into the autumn term, after half term, we need to ensure that the parental consent form is in our children's folders. As I said, we must have that to be able to work with them, and the advisory teacher can only then continue to work with those children whose parents have signed the form. If you have children whose parents haven't signed the form but you still want the support, we cannot work with them until that form has been signed. Just another point of information, that some of the children that I've seen on the lists might be children who live out of borough, and as we have done with the other children that we work with from SEaTSS, we don't tend to work with those children for a long length of time. So what we would do is we would offer one visit initially just to assess that their transition has been smooth, and where needed provide a strategies report, but after that it would need to be commissioned for us to be able to continue to work with that child. Thank you.